On Capitol Hill today, where Congress has unveiled this stopgap spending bill to avert a government shutdown. But two Trump advisors are telling ABC News Now that the president-elect is against this proposed bill. The bipartisan bill would avoid a Friday shutdown deadline that would impact thousands of federal employees and keep the government funded through March 14th. Well, another critic of the bill is billionaire Elon Musk, the co-chair of Trump's new Department of Government Efficiency. In fact, he's taken to social media, to his platform X, to say, quote, this bill should not pass. Johnson responding to the feedback in an interview.
They understand the situation. They said, it's not directed to you, Mr. Speaker, but we don't like the spending. I said, guess what, fellas? I don't either.
All right, so I want to bring in ABC News' Jay O'Brien, who's live for us on the Hill. So, look, Jay, I know there's a lot going on. This is busy here. So, again, we're hearing from sources that it sounds like President-elect Trump is against this bill. So come Friday, is Congress going to avoid a government shutdown? But I also think with this joint statement that the President-elect and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance have put out, it almost garners a bit of confusion.
Yeah, this is fast-moving, Kana, and there is this new statement now confirming what sources have told ABC News, which is that President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance have come out and said that they do not like this government funding deal as it is now, and as Speaker Mike Johnson has proposed. They want this government funding deal that the Speaker has put forward, which also includes about $100 billion for disaster relief, $10 billion to support American farmers, provisions that focus on a stadium here in Washington, D.C. to rebuild.
How much is going to Israel?
Building the Key Bridge in Baltimore and things like that. They want all of that, plus obviously extending government funding into March, to also be combined with raising the debt ceiling. Remember that battle over the debt ceiling?
Then why did Mike Johnson, see, I don't like Mike Johnson. If you remember, he kind of went against the rest of the Republicans when Biden was trying to put together the deal and stuff to help Israel and everybody else. He sort of went around everybody else and helped Biden and them. So I'm not really sure. He's another APEC, what do you call him, elitist?
Not long ago when Kevin McCarthy was Speaker of the House. Trump and Vance calling for the debt ceiling to be raised as part of this temporary government funding deal. But it doesn't need to be raised right now. We're not up against the debt ceiling the way that we were when Kevin McCarthy was Speaker. But Trump and Vance saying they think the debt ceiling should be raised under a Biden presidency, not a Trump presidency. All of that to say, Kana, you're right. There is confusion at this hour. And frankly, there are deep divisions amongst congressional Republicans because Speaker Mike Johnson scrambling, I'm told by sources, to try to figure out what to do next. I'm told from one Republican leadership source it's likely they go back to the drawing board and come back with a new continuing resolution, a new temporary government funding plan that extends funding into March, but maybe doesn't have some of these other provisions that are attached. But it's unclear if that would get the Democratic support it needs to get over the goal line, because whatever government funding plan Johnson put forward, some Republicans are going to come out against it. He's going to need Democratic votes. And if he doesn't have some of these other provisions like disaster relief, like support for farmers, Democrats might not come along here. So,
see, this is weird. So like I said, he was a buddy of Biden. So now if the Republicans go against it, he's going to go against them and go find some Democrats. I mean, I love it. I mean, it's across the aisle, right? Like everybody reaching, nobody for just one person, or like nobody's like, I'm my side, I'm staying on this side, I'm staying on this side. That's across the aisle. But I just don't like the way he's like, I just don't like him. I guess I'm biased towards him. I just don't like him.
A lot of consternation and frankly no clear answer to your question of if we're going to be able to avert a government shutdown by Friday.
Right, and so it sounds like President-elect Trump trying to sort of lay this at.
And remember, when Trump, Vivek, Elon, like, we got to fix this. We got to, drain the swamp sort of stuff. We got to get these, they say both. We got to get these Republicans and Democrats out. That's not for the people. They just want to spend money and collect the money. Hey, some on both sides. And maybe we're seeing that division that we need to really pinpoint who's for the people and who's for the profit.
The feet of Democrats if a change is made and then they don't support it. So again, as you pointed out, fast moving. I also think, Jay, that what we're seeing on Capitol Hill today really reflects how Congress is going to react to some outside influence. I mean, look at what's going on with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy today speaking out very boldly against this.
Exactly right. Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, they were kind of the first people to open the floodgates here and post on X that they did not like this government funding plan. They believe that Republicans who backed it shouldn't be in Congress, as Elon Musk says, in 2 years, which was a threat potentially of primarying Republicans who vote for this package. And it was only kind of that push that seemed to open the floodgates, give Republicans who already didn't like this government funding plan some air cover. And then, of course, you have this new statement from Trump and Vance coming on top of that today. I spoke with one Republican, Andy Biggs, about how all of this has transpired and if it threatens Johnson's speakership. Here's what Biggs told me.
Do you think the speaker should be concerned about a mutiny in his own party?
I don't know. I never know. There's a lot of discontent, and I don't know what the discontent looks like.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of Republicans that didn't get over on what he did and help Biden passing these things, all this aid for these foreign wars, whether it's the Ukraine or Israel. I'm telling you, there's a reckoning coming.
Do you think the Elon Musk of things is moving votes at all?
I think it probably is, yes.
So again, if Mike Johnson were to lose the support of a handful of congressional Republicans, 4, 5, 6, the way that Kevin McCarthy encountered, that could imperil his bid to be reelected as Speaker in early January. Now, that is early. We haven't heard Republicans come out in lockstep together in any kind of a group and say that they are all going to be opposed come January 3rd to Mike Johnson being Speaker of the House. But certainly, it puts him in a tough position, Kana.
I hope it puts him in a terrible position. He should be out. I'm so glad. I didn't know that he's up for, re-election, so to speak, a reappointment in January. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that. Let me know, did you like the Speaker of the House? I don't. Do you remember what he did to pass those bills and get that money to Israel along with Biden? They couldn't do nothing. I remember it because it was just like, wow, he was sitting there talking about Biden like this and saying stuff, but then when it came to the money, they were lockstep and key together, man. I don't know what y'all think. Let me know, Cave Dwellers. But the government, they always pretend like, oh, the government gonna get shut down. Man, when I was in the military, you know how often, like, oh, well, no, we're gonna get paid. The government shut down. They're not gonna shut down because then they would be out of a job. If the government shut down, they couldn't pass all these laws and stuff for these bills to give all these countries weapons. Come on. They're not going to shut down. Let me know what y'all think, though, Cave Dwellers.